Calvin Ridley, top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Chris Olave, top 5 to 7 wide receiver. I think so. I think we're looking at two guys. Wouldn't shock me one single bit if both of them were top 7 wide receivers, one of which was 3 to 5. I really think we forget sometimes that this man right here was considered to many as the next wide receiver 1 or 2 overall. You know, and the hiatus, being out of football for a while, definitely dampers the mood a little bit. And I think a lot of us are a little gun shy from time to time in life. And we're skeptical about a player leaving football, coming back. But I think the thing that's real important here is situation is meeting talent in a way that I think we haven't seen before in a return to football from a long absence. This man is quick. This man is agile. This man was on the rise, on his way to become a top 2-3 wide receiver in the National Football League. It's just hard to remember it. You kind of block it out. You kind of say to yourself, did I really think he was going to be number 2? The answer is yeah. At one point, you thought to yourself, Calvin Ridley, you know, playing alongside of Julio, you're like, this guy is going to become potentially the number 1, number 2, or number 3 wide receiver in the National Football League. Then everything unfolded. Then he left football. Then he got suspended. And we forget how good and how awesome of a track he was on, a fast track to the top 5 wide receivers, locked and loaded. You know, it's a debate whether he would have been 1, 2, or 3 or climbed up that high, but he was locked and loaded in the top 5. And I'm just super pumped about, we're drafting in 8 minutes. I'm super pumped about the drafts where I did draft this man as my 3rd wide receiver, or my 3rd overall pick, not my high 2nd round pick or anything like that. Like if you took him early at the end of it all, drafts were closing in. Your final draft, you took him at 2.10, 2.09. I get it. I did it. In Underdog Fantasy, which we're going to draft in just a little bit, Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, your boy took him in the 2nd round toward the end there. But in a lot of buddy leagues, in a lot of grandma leagues, you didn't have to take him in the 2nd round. And I hope a lot of you didn't. So much more upside to be looking at a Calvin Ridley 3rd drafted player than a 2nd. Doesn't mean he's not going to crush 2nd round value. If he's a top 5 wide receiver, he's going to warrant, in hindsight, 1st round overall consideration. In hindsight, no one should have taken him in the 1st round. This man right here also going in round 2, because Ridley started to go in round 2. This man was more of a round 2 staple, and truly believe that we're looking at a player in Chris Olave that I think no one, including me, is even acknowledging in terms of like his total ceiling value. Like, he's exciting. He's got Derek Carr. Everybody's got a couple questions about Carr. Everybody's got a couple questions about the Saints offense. Everybody's got a couple questions about Michael Thomas. There's a lot of variables at play. But it's very easy to forget what his potential ceiling is, because there might be no more polished wide receiver in the National Football League aside from JJ and Jamar Chase than this man right here. This man in some ways is a better wide receiver than even Garrett Wilson. And we got Garrett Wilson as a 3 to 5 wide receiver. I'm often joked about as a guy that has 6 top 5 wide receivers. A guy that has, an analyst that has 6 top 5 running backs. And honestly, I take that as a compliment, because yeah, sometimes you don't have room for a top 5. Hey, who's your top 5, Bob? Hey, I have a question for you. Who's running back 7 for you? Oh, let me look up my Excel sheet. Hold on. Excel sheet Eric here. You said who? Who, Derrick Henry? He's running back 8. That's going to stay on my Excel sheet all the way into the season. My rankings changed on a whim. My rankings changed a minute ago. I changed where I rank Olave today from where I'll rank him tomorrow morning. And that's just the nature of actually being honest with yourself and not being an Excel sheet Eric and literally just cementing things in. I do have 6 top 5 running backs. I do have 6 top 5 wide receivers, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I see potential in all my children. And I'm telling you right now, there is arguably more talent in this man than anybody is really realizing. This guy's route running ability, this guy's ability to go downfield and dominate air yards, this guy's ability to play the short game, the long game, dominate air yards, but then get a quarterback ripped and raptured from his team in Winston and get handed a bunch of crap carousel garbage of quarterbacks that make him work on his short game, his sideline game. This guy's so polished and well polished and so talented in every little facet of the game. I don't think people realize what could maybe happen, how good he could be. So I'm here to tell you right now, one of these guys is top 5 bound. I believe both of them are capable of top 5 to 7 bound. And I believe one of them is capable of being literally behind JJ and Jamar Chase walking into 2024 fantasy football drafts. Plain and simple. Now, is it a lock? No. Am I glad that everybody's drafted yet? Yes. Did I want this to trigger someone taking Olave at 12? No. Do I want people taking Ridley at 12 or 13 or 14? No. So thank God things are already out of the way. But here we are talking about trade value. Here we are saying, which one of these guys do I go get before they explode? Here we are saying, hey, you know what? I've got Tyreek Hill. You know what? I've got JJ or Jamar Chase. And you know what? I'm being honest with myself. I got hit with an injury here. I drafted Cooper Kupp. I drafted JT. I drafted this. I drafted that. I got Christian Watson. I'm worried about this. And you might do an honest inventory on your draft, a self-assessment on your draft, and just say, look, I didn't have the best draft. I got sniped left and right. I think it's time that I go ahead and I potentially look to divide and conquer while I can still buy 2 wide receivers right here. Well, one at a time. You can't get both of them, but these guys are potentially going to be top 5 wide receivers. So it's self-inventory, self-reflection, looking in the fantasy football mirror, you say, I can't win. I had a bad draft. I got hit with the Cooper Kupp injury. I got hit with the JT injury. I didn't listen to Smitty and I drafted Kupp. I didn't listen to Smitty, I drafted JT. I listened to Smitty and I drafted the KC running backs. Let's throw a little negative in there. And I think that, could work out. But yeah, whichever way you look at it, whether it's my bad, whether it's your bad, and everybody's going to make mistakes. I'm already we all make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes the entire way. I'm going to make 30%, minimum 40% in a bad year, mistakes along the way. That's just the nature of fantasy football. But when you can attack and buy low and get a Kenneth Walker with a Ridley, get a potential Deebo Samuel and Olave together for your one top 3 wide receiver, you might want to look into striking while the opportunity is still there, because there's a good chance that both these guys have a day in 2023 week 1. This is kind of a last call, 11th hour closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here type of a talk. Maybe it's time to go shopping. Maybe it's time to say it's closing time. Ridley's going to be gone soon. Olave's going to be gone soon. The Fantasy Football Show draft episode begins right now. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com.
We don't have news today, ladies and gentlemen, but it is draft time. Super chats will be answered. Phone calls should be had. 224 of you bad boys are in here. Hit that thumb up button. And let's go ahead and jump into a $5 mid-royale week 1 contest. Let me go ahead and drop the, let me refresh this here. Let me go ahead and drop the link in the live chat right now. This is to get into Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. And if you want to play in these or in the next one. And I don't want you to think this is it. I had a couple of people tell me, Smitty, is this it? Is this the last draft? No, we're doing what we're doing right now. We're doing every single week. Like, we're drafting for week 1 best ball. We're not doing pick'ems here. We'll do a pick'em show as well. Where you go to pick'ems and you say, hey, who, let's see, NFL. Let me go to NFL. Pick'ems right here. Joe Burrow, high or low, 265 yards higher. We're going to do a whole show like that. But we're actually drafting best ball drafts. Every week is draft night, draft day, draft week, draft night, whatever. Every week we're drafting. That's what's so exciting about Underdog. And so we're going to get into this Royale. Let me pin the live chat here. And there it is. So I pinned the link. The link's in the description of every video. Underdog Fantasy will match up to $100 on your first deposit. They'll double your first deposit up to $100 using the link that I provided and pinned in the live chat using code SMITTY. Click on the week 1 mini Royale, $5 entry. Click on the enter button and let's get to a drafting. 2 more spots available in this one. Jump in. If you miss out, don't worry, don't fret. Jump in one alongside of us and draft. We'll do more than one of these, okay? So hang tight. And let's get to these super chats while we figure out what draft slot I have. And it will refresh in about 1 second here and let me know where I'm drafting. Number 1. Let's do it. Number 1.
To the moon.
I got a lot of Jamar Chase. I might go JJ in this particular draft. Dark Knight dropping the first super chat of the night.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Appreciate you, buddy boy. First super chat. I got offered Garrett Wilson for Breece Hall. Smash, you take Garrett Wilson and you run. Doesn't mean I don't love Breece Hall. Of course I love Breece Hall. Of course I love him. Avi dropping a para-character punching the air fist and bump written on his knuckles. That is an animated sticker that I don't get to see on the screen here, but I can definitely see it. Thank you, Avi, for the sticker. Appreciate you. Everybody else sees it. It's just I have to. Let's see here. Grant, trade Pickens for T-Law. I have Anthony Richardson and Howell. I would take T-Law, but it does kind of depend on your entire team. But Anthony Richardson is shaky at best. I think he could potentially be a guy you trade later. So don't worry about that. Let's go JJ here. You could trade him later. You know what I'm saying? So once you make that trade and look to flip it later. Dion, Charbonnet, Addison, give me Hall. Give me Hall. Look, Charbonnet's interesting, bro, but give me Breece Hall. All those are questionable plays anyway. Why not go with the guy that you're drafting in like 3rd and 4th round when all of them are in questionable situations? High on Brian Robinson this week, 0.5 B-Rob or Herbert. I go Herbert. I'm not high on Brian Robinson. I think Khalil Herbert's a fantastic play. Derek with the super chat, 10-man league. Full PPR, QB, Lamar, running backs, Aaron Jones, Walker, Pierce, Mitchell, Gibson, wide receivers, Jefferson, Waddle, Sutton, Bateman, Burks, Pickens, Freiermuth. Very good squad. Very good squad. I don't think you have any dilemmas. Pierce is your flex if you're able to start a 3rd RB. Jefferson, Waddle, Pierce over Sutton. So Pickens over Sutton if you had to go with the 3rd wide receiver, but Pierce is definitely your guy. Only trades I'm looking to make are trading Aaron Jones if at all possible, throwing like a Pickens and Jones together to get a little bit better RB, or you could go Pierce as your running back too, and you could get ballsy and trade Pickens and Aaron Jones for an elite wide receiver. Ridley comes to mind, but part of me wonders if you can get more and maybe not surrender so much when you can get something. $250 home league. Thank you, WRM. T-Law, Ridley, love that stack. Lamb, James Cook, Hall, Ingram, Dion, Mike Williams, Charbonnet, Cup, IR, JT, drafted before the injury. You almost, with this team, bro, have to just stay afloat and try and get by, I think you do any trading, like if you can get rid of Cook and get like Debo and then stay afloat even longer, like something like that would be interesting for when Cup and JT come back. But if I were you with this team, I would use the stay afloat strategy and just have a little fun with this team in terms of like a comeback, above all comebacks type of approach. You know what I mean? So I got back-to-back picks right here. I went JJ. Bijan is there. I haven't seen Bijan fall this late. I'm going to go Bijan there, and I'm going to go Henry here, which I don't usually do. So JJ, Bijan, Henry feels like a really good play this week. I like that. Derek Just with a $5 hauler, Team 2 PPR, QB Josh Allen, Bijan, Stevenson, Akers. I love trading Akers away. Brian Robinson, I trade away. Lamb, London, Sutton, Ayuk. Good team. Maybe you trade away Ayuk. You might have to wait a week or two or 1 week. Trade Akers and Lamb for a slightly better player. I'm sorry, Lamb, not Lamb. Ayuk. Akers and Ayuk for a slightly better player. Debo comes to mind because some think Ayuk could be better than Debo this year, and so you throw in an Akers, you probably get it done. Hall, ETN, Najee, Stevenson, you got Stevenson. Najee comes to mind if it's a wide receiver. Could you get rid of Ayuk and Akers for Ridley? Probably not. Could you go get rid of Akers for Christian Watson? Hurt right now? Probably. Ayuk for Christian Watson? Maybe. Hold on to London. Let those boys play. That's my approach for you, buddy boy. Dallas, appreciate you. Don't sleep on Ty Chandler, Smitty, McBride, Gaskins. We're both cut. I'm not sleeping on him. I'm not sleeping on him. I like Ty. I like Ty a lot. Ty's good. I think Roshan and Achane are a little bit better, but Ty's a good grab if you need to grab somebody. What's the number to call in? I'll put it on the screen in a minute when the phone lines are open. And then we're doing probably, depends on how many super chats we got queued up. We might be doing 30-second calls. We might not be. All right, so I got Bijan, Henry, JJ, and QBs are Burrow. I'm taking Burrow now. I'm not waiting. And now I'm left with going either wide receiver. I mean, this team is really, really good. I guess I'll go Devonta Smith. And then now it's tight. It's up to the tight. So that's a good squad. JJ, Bijan, Derrick Henry, Burrow, Devonta Smith. Tyreek, Herbert, Keenan Allen, Hawkinson, Travis Etienne. That's not coming for me. That team's holding my coffee. That team's holding my coffee. Sorry if that's one of you. Chase, Ridley, Devontae Adams, Mixon was starting off pretty good. I love the top two, but okay. Christian McCaffrey, Jalen Hurts, Waddle, DK. That could be competitive. And the last two teams, Akers, AJ Brown, Fields, Chris Olave. That's really good. Lamar, Chubb, Andrews, Jacobs. If Andrews doesn't play, that team's screwed. You get a little cute, and you say like a lot of people were drafting Cup and some other formats, that had the Rams players and they're like, oh, I'm gonna get lucky and and then Cup is out, so you screw yourself, when you've got other options that are better. Like, why are you gonna play Cup when he's coming off an injury anyway? So Andrews is banged up. Why draft Andrews? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. Jaden Reed or Dobbs this week. I lean Dobbs, but I wouldn't be shocked if Jaden Reed outscored him because Jaden Reed's really interesting, bro. And Dobbs has been banged up. This is a super chat from Superfish. $10 hauler gets a moonshot.
To the moon.
Thank you, Superfish. Appreciate you. Always your support and everything. Hi, Smitty. Would like your take on this starting Calvin Ridley, but need a replacement for Christian Watson. Thinking about Dotson, but what about JSN or Pickens? I like Dotson. He's got the Cardinals matchup. I'll go so far as to try and make you feel confident in this, but trust your gut because look at all the things that have unfolded already. Pacheco looked like a great play, and he was awful. Sky Moore looked like a great play, so you got to trust your gut. But I would say this, Dotson's a high-end wide receiver too this week. JSN, Pickens are very crafty, but not lock wide receiver threes. So Dotson is the clear play based on matchup and everything going on. And McLaurin playing doesn't make that go away. It could in a sense enhance his ability to get open And not to mention, we were thinking this about Dotson anyway. So McLaurin being out doesn't, it didn't really do anything. It just, Dotson and Hall for Olave, Garrett Wilson. Take Olave and Garrett Wilson a run. And that's being a big Breece Hall, fan. But it is what it is, bro. Goddard, that's a good tight end to have at this point. I'm going to go Goddard. So my team, 87 point. Your boy gets projected finally as the most points. I don't know if I should be worried. Most points projected. I think it's the highest team I've got in the last 4 or 5 drafts in terms of their projection. 87.5 points is what I'm projected. But I do have to agree. The team looks pretty good. We got Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow, Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, and Dallas Goedert. I got some stackage, a little sidecar stack going on with Devonta Smith and Goddard. I'm feeling really good about that squad. That squad is pretty damn fire, if I say so myself. Let's go into it again. Click that week 1. Click that $5. It's called Mid Royale Week 1. Hit the enter button. We'll do probably at least one more after this because these go very, very quickly. And let's get to these super chats. Uncle Philly said Week 1 flex Hall, JSN, or Gabe Davis. I'm going to go JSN to be safe, but I do like Breece Hall still a little bit, but I think JSN's going to get more work. So I'm going to go ahead and go with JSN, especially in PPR or half PPR. If it was non-PPR, maybe I would consider Hall and him equal, if that makes you feel comfortable. I got the number 2 pick, so we're probably going Chase in this one. 10-team PPR, Burrow, Bijan, Gibbs, Olave, Kupp, Pittman, JT, Breece. I like the squad. I think Burrow, Bijan, Gibbs, and Olave is fire. I don't like that you have Kupp. I don't like you have Kupp and JT, but maybe you drafted both of them after. They're both avoids. To have both of them is like, but your team's so good, I imagine at least one of them you took when they were undervalued, like JT, Breece Hall. The crazy part is your team's so good, though, you probably are the best candidate to own Cooper Kupp and JT. Unless you could trade one of them for like a Debo, ETN type, I'd probably just hang on to them because if you stay afloat, J.K. Dobbins and Pittman for Debo, J.K. Dobbins, and let's say Kupp for Ridley, that's something you could look at. Like the team. I mean, that's straight fire. You're set up really, really nicely. $10 holler.
To the moon.
$10 holler from Devar. Appreciate you, Devar. I'm on the clock. Let me just take. Okay, so Jamar Chase went. Let's take JJ again then. That's okay. I have a lot of Chase shares already, so this is good. I'm glad I got him again. Okay. $10 holler from Devar. Hey, Smitty, happy Friday. Got T-Law, JJ, Garrett Wilson, fire wide receivers and quarterback combination. Barkley, Pacheco, Pierce, okay. Javonte Williams, McLaurin, Roshan Johnson, and Nico. It's a good squad. Wait and see mode. McLaurin, he's hurt. You're not going to really sell him. He's going to play, but he's hurt. You're not going to sell any of these guys really until they blow up. So, I don't know. Javonte Williams, people are not going to overpay for. Barkley, you just let it play out, and then maybe you've got some maneuverability, or maybe you don't even need to. But certainly not a lot of players you can trade, but I'd Smitty approve the team for sure. You did good work there. Young dropping a super chat. Bryce Young and Sam Howell as my backups. I don't know what this is reference to. Did you super chat something else? Bryce Young and Sam Howell are my backups. Maybe you're just making the comment. That's okay. I mean, Sam Howell's a crafty backup. Got offered Stevenson for Breece Hall. Stevenson's safer, but I'll be honest with you. Like, I'd be torn on that one because I feel like the value's there to take Stevenson in some respects, but at the end of the day, I want Hall. I just think that it's a patient game, and everybody's going to be so... Let's see, I'm going to take Jalen Hurts here. JJ and Hurts. I think everybody's going to be so impatient with Hall. Same thing, same reaction we're getting with Jahmyr Gibbs. And the funny part is a big portion of people in here that are all on the Breece Hall train, they're going to be about 20 or 30% leakage. And we're going to get some seepage, and about 20% of you are going to seep out the door. And we know what time it is with Brees. He's not doing what we want him to do in week number 1. But it's still going to, people that have that expectation of, okay, I agree, I drafted him for later, but I'm hoping for week 1. And then week 1 doesn't, work out like Gibbs' situation. Everyone's going to freak out. I'm going to take Olave here. And no one's going to give him the benefit of the doubt at all. At the end of the day, I'd rather have Hall than Stevenson. But that's at the end of the day. In week 1, clearly I want Stevenson. So you're in a dilemma, Dark Knight, because you're scoring more points for the first couple weeks having Stevenson. And then, so whichever side you're on, the Brees Hall side should be getting more. And if not, if you're trading Hall away, I think you were saying, right? You got to offer Stevenson. Then you're getting fair market value-wise a great deal. But I don't know. I don't know that it's going to work out the same way later on. I don't know when the dust settles what's going to happen. I think Brees Hall will be a top 5 to 10 running back. But I'd love to know what the chat thinks on that one. Can we get a vote on that? Who would rather have Stevenson? Who would rather have Hall? And be honest with it. It's fine. It's a tough call. Walker, Sharps for Gibbs. We got asked this question a lot earlier today, and this is one of those questions where there's just no good answer, Patrick. I could lie to you and just pick one, but Walker and Charbonnet together is arguably as good as Gibbs, who we're taking. Even I would take him later because I could. I think the panic is so real on Gibbs that if we drafted today, in if we could go back in time with what everybody knows now, people would let him fall to the 4th round and we take advantage of it. But I think Gibbs is going to crush his mid-3rd round ADP, even high 3rd round ADP, crush it. And I think Walker deserved to be in the 3rd round. So my answer here, Patrick, is this. Both of them. And if I was in one league, I'd want the Walker-Sharp combo. And if I was in another league side by side, same opportunities, I'd want Gibbs. I really don't think there's a great answer here other than both of them rock. And with Amon-Ra on the team, maybe this is your Walker-Sharp team. If you have no other shares of Gibbs, I would not trade him away. If you've got no shares of Walker or Sharps, then I would want that. So it's a tough call, bro. It's a real tough call. And there's no real good answer. Sometimes there isn't an answer. And I know that's not what you want to hear, but I could blow smoke up your rear end, but I don't think you want that. Let's go with ETN here. I think he's going to have a day against the Colts. So we got JJ, Hurts, Chris Olave, and Travis Etienne. Feeling pretty good about that. Stevenson going to eat this work taken by Zeke. Stevenson is going to get his work taken by Zeke. I don't know where I got eat. Zeke is going to eat is what I just assumed you were saying. Taco Cat, I'm tired. Some feel that way. That's why I kind of lean Brees Hall. Smitty, Sam Howell, or Bryce Young. Did you ask or? Okay, I'm sorry if I missed that, or if maybe it was a typo or I just missed it. I'm going to go Sam Howell as the backup, yeah. And if you like, I hope you're not picking that this week, but yeah, as the backup, I go Sam Howell over Bryce Young. Sorry if I missed that, Young. My bad. Okay. Devontae Smith to me. Thank you very much. I'm going to cuff Hurts and Devontae Smith together. I got ETN, Chris Olave, JJ. Feeling pretty good about that. Now I go back. I got tight end available. That's all I got. Patrick with a super chat. Prescott, Eckler, Mixon, Damian Pierce, Zach Moss, St. Brown, Mike Williams, Tony Pittman, Gallup, Andrews. St. Brown, Mike Williams, Eckler, Mixon, Damian Pierce. So the two pieces I don't love here are three. Don't like Dak Prescott as my starting quarterback, and I don't like Mixon, and I don't love Mike Williams. But part of me thinks you can take Mike Williams and Dak and upgrade, or check waivers. You can maybe trade Mark Andrews, although he's hurt, so don't sell low, and you probably won't be able to sell high, so you might have to hold. Which isn't the end of the world because I still like him if he's healthy, but he's just he's a tough guy to draft because it leaves your team in a bind, because you get thinned out a little bit when you go early Mark Andrews shopping. Mixon and Mike Williams for a slightly better RB would be probably my objective, or wide receiver. So Mixon, Mike Williams for like a Garrett Wilson would smash, bro. A Tony Pollard. And Mixon's got that third, fourth round value, so it's not crazy to think Big Mike is going to give you that little bit of a bump to get there. And you could go Andrews and Mike Williams for a big name Ridley or higher type wide receiver too, Patrick. That would be another avenue. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right, dial into the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Presented by Brendan Williams, the highest super chatter of the month currently. And I do have this as well to showcase. Garrett is the top super chatter of the year with a $600 hauler. Ron Navy, $765. Lifetime gifted member leaders are DW, Double D we call them, and TMT with $250 worth of gifted memberships in one live stream. Both those guys tied each other. So just want to say thank you to everybody that has been on this list and will continue to be on this list. You guys are absolute monsters. Appreciate you. And I just timed out on this and got Kyle Pitts because I was talking too much. But that's okay. It's okay. So Hurts, ETN, JJ, Olave, Devontae Smith, and then I timed out on Kyle Pitts. I don't even know who was there. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, guys, get back in. Click the Mini Royale Week 1 $5 entry. Okay, I'm gonna wait 1 second to let everybody open it up, and we're gonna hit the green button together. Avi, what's up? You're live.
He knows about Explode this week. Justin Fields, Calvin Ridley, Garrett Wilson. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And Jahmyr Gibbs was totally fine.
Yeah. Hit the green button now. Hit the green button now, people. Okay. Yeah. Fields to the moon. Fields is gonna ball out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. What else you got?
Nothing. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. All right. Hang tight. The Redwood. You're live.
Hey, what's going on? So I had a kind of a dilemma right now. I have like a really deep wide receiver core. Let me just read off my team really fast. So I've got get to the app. Where's that?
He's not ready. He's not ready.
No, I'm ready. It's right here. All right. So I got for my quarterback, I got Dak Prescott. I think you was super chat the other day. I got Dak Prescott, JJ for my receiver, and then Garrett Wilson. So I got good receivers. Running backs, I got ETN, Gibbs, Miles Sanders. For my flex right now, I have Keenan Allen, and my tight end is Evan Ingram.
Keenan Allen, Evan Ingram. Okay. What's the question, bro?
So I got a lot of depth in wide receiver. I got McLaurin, Dotson, DJ Moore,
Grandma League. Okay.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
My worry right now is quarterback, right? So I got Dak Prescott and Anthony Richardson is on the waivers. Should I drop JSN for Richardson? Is my question. I
wouldn't drop JSN, but I would. Name your bottom 4 players?
Like on the bench, like JSN, Dalton Kincaid. I don't want to drop him because he has upside toward the end of the year. I've got DJ Moore, Jahan Dotson, and Terry McLaurin.
The problem is you're in a grandma league. You're in a straight. Those are your 4 worst players. This is an 8-man league. There's no way this is a 10-man league. This is an 8-man league, right? It's okay. You can admit it.
No, it's a 10-man.
How is that a 10-man league? How do you have your worst players at McLaurin? And McLaurin's like he's like a 6-rounder, bro. That's crazy.
I got him in the
9th round. Yeah.
I guess my worst players would be Kincaid because the latest players I got was Kincaid. I got DJ Moore.
Who's your starting tight end? Who's your starting tight end?
Evan Ingram.
Look, you'll probably be able to get Kincaid back, and I hate to tell you to drop Kincaid, but you're in a 4-man league and you won't admit it to us. It's fine, but I would probably say that you need a quarterback pretty badly, but the other downside to these types of leagues is, especially if you stack the way you did, is no one wants to trade for a quarterback. Like no one has, unless you can go and you might be able to see it right now. Does anybody have like two quarterbacks like Fields and T. Law? Like I imagine someone might.
The newest guy in our league, like he's never played fantasy before. He's got Mahomes and Herbert, but
okay, well there you go.
Keenan Allen for Herbert.
Well, maybe
didn't want to take
okay,
it.
but let me ask you a question: Is your team so loaded that you're struggling to drop somebody? The answer is yes. I'll answer for you. So why don't you throw two players together, overpay a little bit when you're never going to use these bench players anyway? Why get greedy and say I'll give you one player, but I'm not giving you two? Throw McLaurin in. McLaurin's waiver wire fodder in this league. You know what I'm saying? So buck up.
I'm a Commanders fan too, though.
Buck up, over offer. Go get Fields. Give up 3 of your players, bro. Give up 3 of them. What?
Should I worry about Dak though? Do you think
yes,
Dak's gonna have a good year?
Yes. In a league, a 10-man league, he's not a great starting quarterback. So I would listen to what I'm saying, bro. You have the depth to throw 3 guys at somebody, and they probably will say no to you half the time and say, who am I going to drop? McLaurin?
Right.
Like, who are you going to drop? Someone came to you for a 3-for-1. You'd say, who am I dropping? McLaurin? JSN?
Right.
So go throw 3 players at somebody and open up 2 draft spots. Then you don't have to drop Kincaid, and you can go ahead and pick up a quarterback as well. Anthony Richardson he needs to be on your roster, though. He needs to be on your roster. In some ways, I'd almost say I'd rather have him than Dak, straight up.
If I have to keep these 2 quarterbacks, which one would you start this Sunday, Dak or Richardson?
Dak's safer. But
Dak's safer, yeah.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I think, Anthony Richardson's got that running appeal. There's definitely a high risk, high reward proposition to throw Richardson out in week 1. But Dak worries me a little bit. But I suppose, maybe give Richardson a week or 2 before you start like making, league losing or winning decisions based on throwing him in your lineup. But bro, the answer here is not this. This is not what you should be doing. You should be going out there and getting one of the quarterbacks from the dude that has 2 of them. And if he doesn't trade them, then no one's trading in this league. Like, this is probably one of those leagues where no one's checking their trade offers ever. Like you could literally offer your first rounder for their 5th round pick, and they're just gonna sit there all season long. That's the feeling I get from this league.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I need to talk to him.
You do need to. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know for sure. I'm just saying it feels like that.
But like I said, I don't have Richardson yet, but I can grab him right now. He's on the waivers.
Yeah,
the only player I thought about dropping was JSN.
All right, hey,
because I don't really want to
grab him for Kincaid. You can do that and then monitor Kincaid. Pick Kincaid back up after you do your 2-for-1 trade, or you drop Dak and you pick up Richardson. But I probably would start Dak in this first week. But part of me wonders if there's a better quarterback out there too. But Richardson.
Well, Brock Purdy's out there.
He's okay. He's okay. Like, to be honest with you, I think he could rival Dak and Richardson. To be honest, I think he could definitely rival it. But I mean, I'd probably go with Dak, I suppose. That's a tough spot to be in, bro. It's not the easiest position to be in because you're taking gambles each way. All right, appreciate you, man. We'll see you later. Call in when you have another situation or whatever. And if you get an offer, call in with your offer. Rock out, Marsman, rock out. You are live.
Yeah, what's your feelings with Rodgers and Howell this week?
Rodgers and Howell?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm starting Aaron Rodgers over. Well, what's funny is I say that, and then you look at the Cardinal matchup, and the way Thursday night went, like, this is one of those things you say, oh, come on, and then later on it's like, shit. I mean, if you wanted to put your balls on the table, just like wheelbarrow your balls right into the Sunday, games. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think you're crazy to throw Sam Howell out and just say, okay, the Cardinals are going to get shredded. And You never know. But Sam Howell throwing.
Ability.
I see Dotson scoring. I think McLaurin could score. He can run. Yeah, he can run and he can do. I mean, the Buffalo defense is tough, but this is in New York. I'm really excited about this game. It's going to be I'm probably going Aaron Rodgers, but bro, I would not call you crazy. No laps will be taken. I'll actually commend you, even if you get it wrong and say that was some balls, bro. That was some balls to put him in there. But I think I wouldn't sit Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day. It's too hard.
What's your feelings on Dell? He's gonna take like 3-4 weeks.
I think you could do what Rashee Rice did. Slip into the end zone, get you like 50 yards, or get you 75 yards and no touchdown. I think it's certainly possible. It looks like I got ranked 82.4 points for this one. All right, back up. Okay, back up. Jump in, click the Mini Royale Week 1, and hit the green button now. And if anybody wants to get in on this, just go to the link that I've pinned in the live chat. Underdog Fantasy will double your first deposit up to $100 by using the link in the live chat that I've pinned in the link that's in the description of the video, or using code Smitty. And even if you miss out on drafting with us now, we're literally doing this every single week. Multiple days, multiple graveyard shifts, drafting week 2 teams, drafting week 3 teams. These are only week 1 teams right here. Drafting's over. The season-long best ball is over. The game started on Thursday. It locks those down. There's no more. But you still get to draft for the Sunday slate games, building a fantasy team. And that's what we're doing right here, right now. And that's so exciting because you know what's fun, too, is if we have injuries, if everybody that drafted Cup and JT feel like their season is over, every single week you get to start over if you want by playing Underdog Fantasy. I got the 1 pick right here, and I'm going to be dropping it right here. So, rock out, hang tight unless you got another quick question.
One more question. What's your feelings about Pierce going against the tough Ravens defense?
I think because he's going to be utilized in both the pass and the run so much that if they get down and they've got to throw, they want to throw to Pierce. Pierce caught that receiving touchdown, I think, in the preseason, right? He looks really good. He looks very, very much the workhorse. You know what's funny is, as much as we talk about running back by committees and how many teams have these sharing situations, he's quite arguably one of the most quiet workhorses in the NFL. And nobody talks about him like that. They really want to work him to death. And he's a good RB. He might end up being, in hindsight, one of the biggest, just overlooked players in fantasy 2023 drafting, to be honest. And part of me wants to make up for that in some best ball right now and to consume a lot of Dameon Pierce shares. Yep. But this week, to answer your question, this week is a tough matchup. It is a tough matchup. But could he get 80 total yards and catch a touchdown pass? It's certainly possible. I think it's going to be kind of tough sledding for him this week, but really, really like Dameon Pierce a lot. He could have, in PPR or even half PPR, one of those games that the receptions and the receiving work kind of save his week, and he ends up scoring 14, 15, 16 points or something like that. But tough play.
Yeah, that could be doable.
Tough play, though. I mean, it's not a lock. All right, hold on, rock out. Let's go over to Red. Red, you're live, then Rivers next. Red, you're live.
What's going on, Smitty?
What's up?
Yeah, brother. So earlier I traded Pittman for Tyler Lockett. What do you think about that?
I don't mind that, mainly because you can, and if you like Lockett, that's good too. I mean, a lot of people like him, and I'm not a big Lockett believer because I think JSN's coming for his job. Because JSN is, he's no, newbie to crowded wide receiver rooms and dominating those crowded wide receiver rooms. Outplaying Garrett Wilson, outplaying Olave on the same team in college as a youngster. Comes in, outplays Olave and Garrett Wilson in that crowded wide receiver room. He knows what he's doing in that category. I would say this. I would say that I would still flip Lockett, though. I like the move. I think Pittman's got a inconsistent season just locked in. It's going to be inconsistent. And I really, really like the idea. Let me just pick real quick. Hold on. I like the idea of flipping him for a Dameon Pierce. Maybe you give up more. Maybe you don't have to. Maybe you're in a grandma league. Dameon Pierce is a great target right now. Lockett and something for Debo. Debo's kind of my trade advice piece of the week. And I think he could be walking into week 2 too, because he's got a tough matchup against the Steelers, but I think he could still do something in that game, whether it's on the ground or through the air. That's the thing about Debo, is he's kind of matchup proof. Yeah, Lockett, bro. Trade him.
Well, I had Watson in there first, and he went out, but it's my flex position. So I put Pittman in. And I was like, maybe I can trade him for Lockett or I tried getting Debo, but the guy wanted too much for Debo.
Yeah. I honestly like JSN better than Lockett. Appreciate that, Payne. Looks like Fields just went. That's probably one of our peeps, because he's been going a lot later than that. Fields going pretty high. All right, hold on, Red. Let's go over to River. River, you're live.
What's going on, Smitty?
What's up?
All right. 12-man, full PPR league. I drafted from the 11th spot. You ready for my team?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not going to write it down, so it's going to be hard to really retain all of it, but shoot it off as quick as you can. It's for the phone calls. It's hard to do the full team breakdown. I try to hit quicker questions because it's no offense, bro. It's just people don't want to hear somebody's full roster. It doesn't entertain them that much. So it's better to hit me with the lineup real quick, just the lineup, and then hit your question.
All right, I got Mahomes, Diggs, Cooper, Dobbins. I had JT. He's out right now. P. Ryan, Evan Ingram, Drake London, and I have 2 flexes this year. And I had Christian Watson in there, and I put Tyler Algier in there instead.
Cooper Dobbins would be an interesting sell. What could you get with that? I mean, we look at Cooper's ADP in the 4th round, right? At least. So Cooper Dobbins together should get you a high 3rd round player. So Cooper Dobbins, Ridley, Cooper Dobbins for. I mean, depends on if somebody values Pollard enough, but I've seen people get Pollard for less than Cooper and Dobbins before, and I've seen people get laughed at offering Cooper and Dobbins for Pollard. So it just depends on your league. I think Garrett Wilson and Olave are probably long shots, but you certainly could swing for that. Who's your quarterback?
Mahomes.
Yeah, you're good there. Yeah, I mean that's my goal for
Rice
you.
And Scott Moore on my bench right now.
Yeah, that's my goal. Get rid of Amari Cooper and JK and get one bigger player. Get rid of I would take Debo straight up for Amari, and I could trade JK Dobbins for and something else for Pierce. That would be a boss double move right there.
All right,
Boss
keep
double
you
move.
updated then.
Yeah, come back with your offer. All right, appreciate you, man. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna clear the line, and we're gonna do 30-second phone calls, unless you want to just do a 30-second on your way out the door. So let's give Avi 30 seconds. Go, Avi. If you don't have anything, you just say bye.
Quick. So do I play Raheem Mostert over Swift and Zay Flowers? Probably.
Probably not. I think A-Chain's gonna get way more reception work than we think, which is great. And Flowers is crafty. Who was the other one? Flowers, JSN, and who?
No, not JSN. It's Raheem Mostert.
I'm sorry, Mostert.
Swift and Zay Flowers.
Yeah, sorry, Swift. Swift is your high risk, high reward play. Flowers is a little safer. And I think what you expect out of Flowers is probably like 5-6 catches for 80 yards or something. I don't know if he'll get in the end zone. He certainly could. He's so tough to guard. His route running is on point. His footwork is unbelievable. I wouldn't be shocked if he scored. I envision him scoring. I could see Zay Flowers in the end zone doing a little dance. I really can. So I'd probably say Zay is your safe play, but Swift is definitely fun. But maybe you wait on Swift. He feels like the kind of guy you wait on. All right, Avi, appreciate you. Later.
Thank you.
All right, rock out. Final 30 seconds. Hit me with it.
Yeah, you don't think Brian Robinson could be a sneaky flex this week against the bad Cardinals run defense?
I mean, could he? Yeah. But, like, what's the alternative?
No, I was just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, anybody could be a good play. It just depends on who you got. Like, would I rather have JSN or Brian Robinson? I'd probably go JSN. Would I rather have Flowers over Brian Robinson? I'd rather have Flowers. Would I rather have Brian Robinson over, let's say, Deontay? Give me Brian Robinson, maybe.
Yeah, I heard.
Because Deontay's got a tough matchup. I don't know. All right, rock out. Appreciate you, man.
Volume.
You what?
All
right, later.
I was like, yeah, but he gets volume.
Yeah, he does. He does, but what kind of volume is he going to get? All right, man, later. 810 caller, who's this, and where are you calling from?
Matt from Michigan.
Matt from Michigan. What's up, Matt? I'm gonna give. Go ahead.
Are you starting Madison over the Seahawks running back
Walker?
Walker.
Well, let me ask you this: where did you draft Walker?
It's a 10-team league. I think the 7th round.
Jeez, bro. Oh, God. Where'd you draft Madison? 7th round. What kind of disrespect?
Yeah, I know.
You know, even you. I got a bone to pick with you. How on earth can you be that disrespectful to Walker? You said 10-man league?
Yeah.
You let him sit there around 6 even. Like, you know, I want to pat you on the back, but I also want to say, like, what in the hell is going on? Where did Madison go?
I don't remember. It was like the 6th, I think.
The what?
The 6th.
So you took Madison in the 6th and Walker. It's so crazy to me. And I understand a lot of people doubt Walker, whatever, but I just can't believe people are taking Madison over Walker. I just don't understand that.
I was just asking because of the groin injury, supposedly. That's why I called.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at you, Matt. I'm not mad at you at all. I'm just like, I shake my head at the Kenneth Walker doubt just in general, you know. And some of it's not your fault. You get infected with it by all these people that create the content out there. But I mean, Walker to me, I mean, he's off the injury report. You know what I mean? Like we could say, hey, let's play the flip side of this game, Smitty. You said that McLaurin, who's off the waiver wire, is still hurt. So how can you say that Walker's not still hurt? So touche on myself. I just touche'd myself. I still think that, like, it's called a maintenance day. Now, sometimes reports get taken certain ways and the team doesn't even intend for it to go that direction. Like, he sat out. Like, maybe he's like, you know what, rest the leg. Just, you know, you've done good work this week. I don't want you to get tired. You know, you were out for a while. We put you through a good workout. Once you take the day off, and you're listing why he's taking the day off. Well, he had the groin injury, so they're listing it, and now everybody's running, the media world's running with he re-injured his groin. You know how many people reported that he re-injured his groin? And when that news broke on my live stream, I said to everybody, you can go back and look, like, everybody needs to relax. We have no information. He sat out practice. He didn't re-injure the groin. The reports weren't he re-injured the groin. The reports were he sat out practice and his last known injury was the groin. And so somehow, some way, that is what the designation or the label is going to be, because he's resting just to make sure he doesn't. It's just, it's crazy to me. But Walker, could Madison outscore Walker? Is it possible? Sure. but I have a feeling Walker, who is the listed starter, is going to have a day, and I want to be there for it. But could Madison have a good afternoon as well? I certainly think he could. So you got to trust your gut.
Well, I just don't want to start Walker and he's only in for like 10 plays and then and then because they want to be careful with him when I have a perfectly good flex in Madison I could play.
Well, you got to trust your gut on that one because I can't predict, whether there is an underlying situation or not. I can only tell you that he's not on the injury report, and he's listed as the starter, and he's a player that we absolutely love here. And maybe I'm blinded by my belief that he's going to be a top 10 running back and surprise the world, but I don't know, man. Madison's a decent play. They're both decent plays, and you drafted Madison over Walker. So, your gut instinct was that Madison was the better player. So, I mean, you almost got to go with your gut. I think there, if that's how you feel. But I'm starting Walker. That's who I start. But I'm a Walker guy.
I bought a YouTuber's cheat sheet for $25. So.
Okay, you should have bought my cheat sheet, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Neither here nor there, Matt. Matt, I appreciate you.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Hey, Matt, you got anything else? Oh, Matt just left. Matt, if you got anything else, call in. Matt, I appreciate you. You did good. I think this is Matt's first time calling into the show. Matt, I hope it wasn't too hard on him. But Matt, I trust your gut, bro. Trust your gut. I'm gonna miss stuff all the time. I miss Pacheco and Sky Moore. I thought the KC Chiefs would utilize their other players with Kelsey out. What an idiot I was. The fake Oracle is on the line. Fake Oracle, hang tight. Let me get these super chats out of the way, Fake Oracle, and then I'm coming for you. Fields, Walker, Gibbs, Dotson, Wilson, Okonkwo, and Dallas. That's a good squad. That's a really good squad. Obviously, Gibbs didn't deliver what you wanted, but it's okay. Trust the process. That team's very, very good. Flex 1, Dobbs, if he's healthy, Mingo or Dillon. I'm going to go Dobbs, I think. Dillon's interesting if Dobbs looks like banged up. Jimmy the Drunk with a $5 hauler. Any plans for more events at Circa, but for Smitty season instead of charity event? Yeah, we've got something, but for next season. We're going to probably call it the Smitty Ball or something like that. So stay tuned on that. We'll do like a big league and everything. Thanks for the super chat. $10 hauler from Red.
To the moon.
My boy. Red, appreciate you. Red says, would you trade Alan Lazard for Jackson Smith and Jigba? You bet your bottom dollar I'm taking that JSN side. But part of me thinks Red's cooking up something, and this is not an offer sitting in his mailbox. I have a feeling that you're going to go to the door, knock on it in the middle of the night and say, take my Lazard, and he's going to slam the door on your face. But I hope that offer did find your doorstep, and if it did, smash it and take a lap for even asking, and then take a victory lap, and pat yourself on the back for that trade. Start 1 at running back 2, Jamal Swift. Start 1 at running back 2, Jamal Swift. Okay, I'm going to go Swift. Start 2 at flex, Evans, London, JSN, Nico. Probably going to go London. And, God, Evans is hard to sit, man. I would say Evans and London, and you give JSN, in this situation, a little time. Start 1 at tight end. But JSN over Evans is not crazy, though, if you get the vibe. Or if last second we were feeling weird about Mike Evans. Start 1 at tight end, Hill, Kincaid, or Ferguson. Probably Ferguson's your safe play. Taysom Hill's interesting, though. I think you wait on Kincaid unless we get a vibe that Kincaid's going to ball out, which we very well could, and you need to stay on top of the show because we'll be sounding the alarm if Kincaid news breaks where they're like, we're going to throw him out there. Like, we just need to wait. We've heard nothing that indicates, that we can feel really confident in his snap count. Should I try to trade Lazard for Flowers? Definitely, Red. Definitely. It sounds like you're trying to trade Lazard to anybody, but the problem is Lazard has 0 trade market. So, Red, I don't know if you're going to accomplish that, but certainly try it. Like, nobody wants Lazard. No one's taking Lazard. If he goes nuts in week 1, maybe he has a trade value. Smitty Ball Hope I can make it. Attaboy, Jimmy the Drunk. Appreciate you. We'll get you and Denny together. Who are you flexing, Walker or Cooper? I'm flexing Kenneth Walker over Amari Cooper, and I'm trading Amari Cooper high because he's got such good trade value. And even if I'm wrong, let's say he has a baller day in week 1, you're still going to trade him high, so you're going to get somebody that I really like, and you're not going to really lose anything. Smitty, you the real one. Appreciate you. Thank you, Devar. Appreciate your super chats, all your support. You are an absolute monster. I faced Mahomes this week. Super glad I got the floor. Appreciate you, Crazy World, with your comments. Appreciate all of you with your comments. Appreciate the callers on the line. And MT, appreciate you being here. Tomcat in the building. Appreciate you all. Bobby T, let's go. Hit that thumb up button if you're in here. We only have 89 thumbs up and 308 of you graveyard night owls in here. All right, Fake Oracle, you're up. You're live.
Hey, Smitty. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro.
Awesome. I know you might make fun of me for this, bro, but I just got back and I haven't watched the whole live stream. I just logged in. I might ask you a question or two that you might have already responded to or something like that. But I'm gonna just go ahead and ask them if that's okay.
Go ahead.
I saw Thielen is questionable and DJ Chark is out, man. Are you thinking Mingo is a good man?
Mingo, a good man. He's probably a good man. But Mingo versus who, though?
Well, I was just thinking like Christian Watson replacements right here.
Okay, but like what other replacement are we talking about? Like you got to give me. You can't just say you like Mingo. I like Mingo. He's okay.
Well, I do like him.
Yeah,
Nothing
but like
wrong with
what
that.
is the alternative? Like, just give me some names.
I got Bateman and Dell also on the bench.
Bateman and Dell. I'm not going Bateman. Look, I'm going. So this is between Mingo and Dell, and I'm going with Dell in this situation, my main man, because Dell and Mingo are in the same boat. They're both rookies. They're both getting kind of shoved out there. Mingo's interesting. I could live to regret this. I could. I like Mingo a lot, but I think I'm going Tank Dell.
Interesting. Awesome.
But, I mean, they're both really close. You know what I mean? So trust your gut. But you also got Bryce Young. You know what I mean? Like, I know Stroud is a dangerous play as well, but don't you kind of think they're going to be throwing a lot? I do. So I think Dell will get a lot of targets. I think Texans will be.
I do.
If they aren't, could the Texans beat the Ravens? Like, doesn't that feel like maybe one of those crazy upset games potentially? Everyone writing off this Texans team. The coach, this whole team is behind this coach, and the organization is building in a positive way. They've got an insanely talented starting running back in Dameon Pierce that is so undervalued. It's just one of those things that, like, we'll see what happens with Lamar's new offense and Monken's offense and see, like, what happens, the continuity of it. We'll just have to see. I think the Ravens win. I'm not saying the Ravens don't win this game. Like, I'm doing a pick 'em, and I'm not picking the Texans. I'm just saying we're all just assuming that the Texans get blown out and they're going to throw. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Dell. But I will say if there's like an A-chain available on waivers or a couple other options, you may want to look into that. Like Zay Flowers would be way better than both of them. All right. Appreciate you, Fake Oracle.
Zay Flowers is
Oh, you said you had another one?
Thank you, man.
Did you have another one?
I guess I do.
All right. Hit me with it.
Me and my pals just started a league where you each choose a couple teams, and at the end of the year, half the pot goes to the person who has the most wins, whose teams had the most wins, and the other half goes to the one who had the most losses. So you can either go for the most wins or the most losses when you're drafting teams, and you just kind of pick.
Why don't you guys just punch each other in the face, and whoever's left standing at the end of it gets them? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
What do you mean?
Most losses, most wins. Like what?
But just hear me out. I got the the Cardinals, and I got the Patriots. They're in a rough division. I feel like they're gonna get like 3-4 wins.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I got the Buccaneers.
I guess
the Panthers. I'm gonna win that, man.
Good luck. Appreciate you. Definitely bank on the You want losses? Bank on the Cardinals. I'll tell you that right now. Not only are they bad, not only are they going to do you some favors, but they're also diving. They're also taking a dive. They might dive so bad, bro, that they end up like winning a game. You know, in like Madden where you like keep running backwards with the ball, and you keep running backwards with the ball, and you're trying to just, and then something happens and you end up like scoring. The Cardinals are taking a big old dive.
It's like it's like when a joke is so bad it's actually funny.
Yeah, the Cardinals are horrible. All right, man. Appreciate you. Later.
All right, I appreciate.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have time for that kind of contest. I don't have time for that shit. Hey, Schmitty. Hey, Schmitty, it's Bob. You want to play in a contest where you either win if you lose or you lose if you win. You never know. You never know. If you're really bad, you win. If you're really good, you win. You just don't know. Anybody can win. If you're not first, you could be last. And if you're last, you could be first. It's the Bobby Ricky contest, not the Ricky Bobby contest. I don't know. I appreciate my man anyway. I'm not clowning on him. It's just something I haven't really heard that often. I've heard it all though. I have kind of heard, something along those lines. I guess I blocked it out. And just starting to remember. It's coming back to me. Jimmy the Drunk. I will play. What's he saying here? What's he saying? I will play roulette. I will play roulette on Fremont Street with Smitty and other drunks he's trying to pawn off to me. Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate you, Jimmy. 732 caller. You're live. What can I do for you?
Hey, Smitty. So I'm in a 2 QB, 3 wide receiver league, 10 team. I'm starting CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, and I had Christian Watson.
Identify yourself.
I'm putting Jake London in. I'm putting Jake London in for Watson. So now I need a flex. Either J.K. Dobbins, George Pickens, or Brian Robinson.
George Pickens or Brian Robinson. I'm gonna go with Pickens. But
J.K. Dobbins too is in there.
What do we know about J.K. Dobbins this week? You know what I mean?
He's healthy. He's healthy. He's going against the Texans. So
I know, but do we know? We haven't heard anything. Let me search up some J.K. Dobbins stuff and I just haven't heard.
That's a good thing.
Is it though? I mean, he was out. He was holding in. He was, he missed the install of the offense, bro. That's like showing up to the meeting at work after they've already gone over the new system that they've integrated into the CRM, and you're like show up like late. You don't show up for the training, and then you get there and everybody's like, "Okay, you got your booklet. All right, get to work. Hit the floor." Like JK's hitting the floor without knowing the offense as much as he should. So I think you're a little optimistic on it, but I don't know. I guess I go Dobbins and name him again. Your options.
It's George Pickens, but I don't like the matchup against the Niners. And then Brian Robinson. I love that matchup against the Cardinals. I was thinking either Brian Robinson or J.K. Dobbins because they have good matchups, but it's a full PPR league. That's why I was considering George Pickens. I know you're high on George Pickens too.
Yeah, I guess with those options, like this is the first time you're going to hear me say throw JK out there, I suppose. But I don't know that I feel great about it. Like Pickens feels safer in some respect, but JK has more appeal. So you
don't like JK Dobbins this year.
Well, I mean, I think for all the reasons I just said, I think they're pretty legitimate, logical reasons. He's been sitting out. And he missed the meetings. He missed the install of the offense. Like he's playing catch up. and he's often injured. He's always hurt. So, I don't know. I don't think I'm crazy to doubt him. I think he's a very, very easy to doubt player, but he does play in an offense where they're gonna run a lot less and throw a lot more. And historically, even though Munkin's new, they're a running back by committee team. They always have committees, and their number one running back is the quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like I'm very logical with it. I don't think I'm like biasly against J.K. Dobbins. I think every part of my concern is legitimate. Running back by committee history. The number one rusher is the quarterback. J.K. missed the entire install of the offense and is playing catch up as we speak. Haven't heard anything at all about him. Like, what's his workload going to be? Did he fall out of favor with Munkin by sitting out and being a total idiot with his contract situation? Like, he had any legs to stand on to demand an extension when he hasn't even done anything yet. The guy hasn't done anything yet. He's looked good yards per carry. I think he's a 5-yard per carry potential running back, but will he stay healthy? We don't know. He's done nothing to deserve an extension, and this man sat out like he was Deebo Samuel. Like, he carried the team and ran the ball, caught the ball, had 1,400 total yards, 14 touchdowns. He's like, I'm sitting out. I'm sitting out, boys. Bring me my coffee. I'm J.K. Dobbins. Bring me my coffee.
But why were people so high on him? Because I was seeing an underdog. Like, he was going like round 7. I got him in round 10 in my ESPN league. Like, he was going like round 6, 7, 8.
Well, that's not high. That's not high.
So, like, I was taking that into consideration. Like, I trust the people on underdog. Like, they usually make good picks because there's money on the line. So, why are people so high on him then? I don't get it.
Well, I don't think that's high. I don't think that's a really high value.
No.
But I would say this. I would say that if we're going to use logic, and I've been trying to use logic this whole time, I would say JK does make the most sense in this situation. But honestly, bro, I'd be on the phone or texting people or whatever and trying to get rid of him in some sort of like 2-for-1 trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I sent you a super chat a couple of days ago. You told me that. You told me to try to package him and like George Pickens for somebody.
Yeah. And, maybe JK could get you, I don't know, you could go cross position. I keep using Debo as a big example. JK and somebody for Debo. JK for, I mean, honestly, I want to get more because I could, but like I'd target JSN or Dotson or something like that, like, and JSN's so lowly ranked in right now because of the injury, but remember, he was going around 5 or 6 before the injury. He climbed on underdog. If you want to use the underdog example, you say you like the picks on underdog because people are playing with money, and it's a pretty good strategy. And you're not off by thinking like that. Go with the masses. What are the masses saying? Hey, you watch Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they ask the audience. The audience is almost always not wrong. It has been before though. They've pulled the audience, and one time the answer was like, it was one of the only times that ever happened, but the answer was like a huge amount of the audience said this, and then everything else was lower, and they missed it. But in general, the audience knows the grand scheme. It's a good way to look at it in a way. But JSM was going around 5.5 to top of 6 before his injury, and JK, like you said, is going later than that. So like, is JK better than JSN in a PPR? I'd venture to say I'd rather have JSN at the end of the day.
Yeah, same. All right. Well, can I hit you with one more question too?
Yeah, go ahead.
So my dynasty league, I drafted early August. I went with a win-now approach, and I'm kind of regretting it because I got Cooper Kupp. This is before I heard your Cooper Kupp take, but I got Justin Fields, Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Kelsey, Mike Williams, Christian Kirk, and I don't know what to do now. Now with Cooper Kupp is out. Got Kelsey's hurt. I'm starting to regret the win now approach because I took all these older guys with this high upside, and I'm scrambling here. I really don't know what to do.
Thank you, Orrin. I appreciate the super chat. Orrin with a $10 hauler send that he appreciates me. I appreciate him. Thank you, Orrin. Appreciate you, buddy boy. Thank you, Jared, for your super chat. I'm going to put that on the screen here. Thomas, thank you for your super chat. Yeah, I mean, what I'd tell you, what was your name, by the way, bro? I'll put you in the system here. What's your name and where you calling from?
Mike, New Jersey.
That's right. I think you said that. I won't worry about Kelsey. He's going to be back. Cooper Kupp, he's probably going to be put on IR tomorrow, I think. That's
I've been panicking. I've been sending trades left and right, and everyone is out on him. I can't even get him for.
Yeah, you should have traded him right away.
I can't get him for nothing.
You should have traded him right away because when the re-injury first happened, there were a lot of optimistic Oscars in the chat that were like, he's worth the third or fourth round. You guys are crazy. I'd take him in 2. Like there were ambulance chasers that would have taken him for Debo straight up. And I had a lot of people came in here and says, Debo, you sure I should? I think I could get more. Now you can't get anything. He's gonna go.
Can't get anything. I tried getting DK Metcalf. They said no.
Yeah,
I feel like I keep going down tiers.
You know,
I'm not sure when to stop. Like,
you know, you could do is you could go after JT.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Be like, hey, because I heard a couple people. I don't even remember how I heard it, but it was another show. And they said something like, it was in passing. I heard him say something along the lines, and I stopped. I'm like, what? And they're like, I really like Cooper Kupp a lot more than JT. You know, like if I had it, and I'm like, what? Like JT is most likely fabricating some of his injuries, although it is very worrisome that he wasn't 100% from his injury, you know, that far into the season when this all popped up. But very much think that there's some fabrication going on. The reason I feel that way is why were teams going to trade for him? And when teams didn't trade for him, we didn't hear a bunch of reports that were like, oh, he wouldn't have passed his physical. Oh my God, he's so injured. It was like no trade went down. Nobody offered enough. Oh, he's got the injury, put him on IR. And so part of me thinks that JT's just placating that. They're placating JT. It's just a mess. But what I do know is when a football player is out of football and he's watching other people play football, he's going to want to be back. He's going to want to be back. It always happens. His motivation to play will increase, and the team's motivation to try and win games, either to lure him back and just tell him, hey, you're going to play. We're not trading you. That could happen. But he'll probably play because he's got to play for his future. He's got to play for the next contract. He can't just keep sitting out. And then the other thing, too, though, is that the team might say he's not motivated. He doesn't want to play for us. Let's get a piece in here to help Anthony Richardson stay upright. You know, so I think both sides will be more willing to trade, or at least JT will be willing to play in week 5. So Cooper Kupp may not be healthy all season. He may be, but the fact that they're going to put him on IR means he's going in the wrong direction. You know.
Yeah.
But with your team, I probably would just say if you can't get rid of him, do not sell low. Don't go selling for a ham sandwich. Christian Watson would be interesting, just because he's banged up right now. But at the same time, like who knows where that goes? But I would certainly value Christian Watson more than Cooper Kupp right now. So it's an idea.
Last thing, you don't think Kadarius Toney could jump back from last night?
It's possible.
You had him on the moon man list. He can only go up from here. I mean,
well, he's not on the moon man.
He's going to catch those balls. He's not going to keep dropping. Like, he's a professional football player. He's not going to keep dropping these balls. I feel like he should have had
about that?
8 fantasy points.
You sure about that?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, part of me wants to agree with you. And he was on the moon man list for a brief period, and then we took him off because he got hurt. And that was the part where, you know, he wasn't going to stay on the moon man list. If he couldn't prove healthy the entire offseason, if he got hurt before the season and he had to have surgery, and he's unraveled at every stage of his career. I don't know if you remember in New York when his first breakout game, he got into a fist fight at the end of the game. He did this weird play where he jumped up and landed on both of his arms. I thought he broke both his arms. I was like, what are you doing? He's a reckless man. He's a reckless, careless person. And then what's he do? He goes over on the sideline. He's so upset. And the trainer walks up to him and tries to like talk to him, and he lifts his head up and headbutts the guy right in the face. And the trainer's like, "Oh my God!" And he just walks around and he just storms off mad that he headbutted the guy in the face. This guy's a mess. He's an absolute mess, and he single-handedly lost the game. Single-handedly. There's no way to argue it.
100%.
Yeah. So I guess to answer your question, maybe. Could he bounce back? Sure. Am I banking on it? Hell no. But I certainly like I hope it happens, because it will be nice to see him do it, like to just know that we weren't wrong about the talent assessment. But I don't know, bro. The odds are so against it at this point for me. He single-handedly ruined that game. I don't know how there's that report of Mahomes saying he still has trust in him. That's your open door, maybe. He is so talented, bro. He's so physically talented, but he's an absolute unraveling mess in his head. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey,
I don't see him dropping those balls anymore. But thanks for the time. Appreciate you.
Later. Appreciate you, Mike. Okay, super chats here. Thomas with a $5. Pick one tight end: Ingram, Kincaid, Kmet. I have Fields also. Okay, so Ingram, Kincaid, Kmet. I'd probably go Kmet. Or Ingram. What am I didn't mean to say Kmet. Ingram. Ingram's a top 5 to 7 tight end. You know, that's easy. I have Fields also. Flex 1. Flowers, Dell, Swift. We said it earlier. I'm going to go Flowers here, but very, very tempted to say that Swift could be like, maybe we revisit this one. You to the moon, Thomas. Let's revisit that one a little later. 440 caller. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Ohio.
And what's your name?
Tony.
Tony from Ohio. Tony, what can I do for you? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Well, I got a question for you, Smitty. I'm a little thin at running back. I have Gibbs, Pacheco, Brees Hall, and Sharps. And I didn't get Walker, and I've been trying to trade for him, and the guy won't budge. But I'm pretty deep at receiver. It's a 10-man semi-grandma league. I got Wilson, St. Brown, Dotson, London, and Tank Dell. So do you think I should 2 for 1 maybe with London and Watson to try to get a running back, or just sit pat for now and see what happens?
I mean, do I try and get an ETN? Do I try and get, if Walker's not a budge, sure, I try and get an ETN. I love ETN. I love, Najee's kind of interesting, but risky, I suppose. Stevenson's risky, but sometimes you got to let a lot of the players, especially coming from this show, break out. Like I was saying earlier, that we a lot of times start off slow, and that's on me. But it's because I'm very upside driven. I like these young upcoming players to be the monsters. And in the case of Gibbs, in the case of Hall, in the case of JSN, in the case of a lot of these guys, it's like maybe they don't pop in week 1. It's, not all of them, but some of them might not pop in week 1. And so we got to wait. Like London is on the rise. Christian Watson got injured. It's not, something you could have seen coming. I still fully believe in Christian Watson. But, it just depends on who you get, bro. It just depends on who you get. Like, give me an example. Come up with a trade and then bring it to me. It's kind of hard for me to do without rosters, and nor do I have the time to break down your entire team on the call. But if you got a scenario, throw it at me, and I'll tell you.
Would you trade Pacheco and one of the receivers for Damon Pierce?
Yes. Would I trade
okay.
Yeah, if you need an RB, would I do that? I'd try not to trade London. Who are the other wide receivers?
I was thinking maybe Pacheco and Dotson, or Pacheco and, I'm high on Watson too. I kind of want to see what he does when he comes back. I was thinking Pacheco and Dotson. Maybe.
Yeah, but the problem is, I don't think anybody's going to take Pacheco right now. This is the worst possible time to try and trade Pacheco. He came off a stinker of a game. We all saw the potential. You know, if you owned him and you at least said, God, if they just keep using him, he look great. You know, he catching footballs, looking good, but they just didn't use him. And if Clyde were to go down, and Clyde's very capable of getting injured, then Pacheco's going to, vault in value. I just don't think you're going to land what you think you're going to land with Pacheco. Pacheco ain't going to do nothing. Nobody even wants him right now.
Yeah, the guy that has ears is a big Chiefs fan, so I'm trying to.
Okay, then go for it. Go for it. You got an inside track on something like that, then attack it. But go get Pierce. Dotson, I don't know about trading Dotson right before a Cardinal explosion. I probably rather have Dotson over London right now, currently. But it's close.
Okay. Yeah, and I thought Gibbs looked good last night too, Smitty. I still think that's a great call on him.
Oh, he'll be great. Yeah, don't worry about it. All right, Tony.
Everybody was busting off. Have a good night.
Oh no, they're only a couple people, but the loud haters, but the majority of the chat. Go look at my Jahmyr Gibbs video that I posted today. My Let's Talk About Jahmyr Gibbs video. It's about an 8-minute video, and you can see about 120 positive, he's got to be fine. He's gonna, there's a couple people are loud about it, but that's all right. All right, man. Appreciate you. Later.
All right, brother.
All right, these super chats here. Smitty, sit 1. Hall, Madison, Mostert, IU, Cook, sit 1. I'm sitting probably. God, I hate, this is tough. I'd probably say, I don't know that I can sit Hall over Ayuk in his tough Steeler matchup. Brandon Cooks, I don't know about. I mean, he could score. He could be okay. I'd probably sit Cooks, I guess, until he's proven. But he's the kind of guy that could score. Could he have a 50-yard 2 TD game or something crazy? Yeah, anybody could. I guess Ayuk's got the toughest matchup. Maybe you sit Ayuk. Hall is going to be limited, but I don't know that I could sit him in this example. You know what I mean? Why do you like Garrett Wilson over Diggs? Allen over Rodgers? That's not always the answer to it. I mean, Rodgers Garrett Wilson's going to ball, bro. Aaron Rodgers laser locks on a player. I mean, Jimmy, you got to think about the fact that did Devontae Adams not rank above guys like Diggs and because Aaron Rodgers, laser locking on him? Did Derek Carr not put Devontae Adams in a position where Devontae Adams could outscore a guy like Diggs? So this is faulty logic to assume that only the better quarterback can provide when you're talking about laser locking quarterbacks like Derek Carr and Aaron Rodgers. So why do I like Garrett Wilson? Why do you not like Garrett Wilson? And liking or Diggs, you could like Diggs over Garrett Wilson, and I don't think that's a crazy thing. But I think it's also in turn not crazy to like, Garrett Wilson over Diggs. I do find a lot of people, it's a good question, Jimmy, but I do find a lot of people are not open-minded on the reverse end of things. You could be okay with someone like in Diggs. It's understandable. I mean, Diggs has been great. And I like Diggs. I just think that Garrett Wilson could be the number 3 wide receiver in fantasy football. And Diggs is also a head case right now, which you failed to put in your comment that, okay, well, Josh Allen, okay, open alligator toward Josh Allen. Sure, let's do that. But what about open alligator toward not a head case Garrett Wilson and open alligator toward, okay, who's got their head rattled right now? Who maybe is going through some crazy unraveling of their emotions right now, disconnect with their quarterback? And you could say that's a non-factor. I understand, and I'm not saying there's not an argument for that, but Garrett Wilson is very much, coming off a 1,000-yard season with no quarterback and looking like a baller in the preseason, just playing the part, looking the part. I'm just so excited about Garrett Wilson. Let's see here. Your team, plus he super chat Smitty 600. What are we talking about? Is Garrett in here? Is Garrett in here? What are we talking about with Garrett's $600 super chat? Let's see here. Let me see if Garrett's in here. I don't see him. I don't know what everybody's talking about on that. Thomas, other podcasts hating on Tank Dell. They don't know, says Thomas. I don't know. What, because he's small? Okay. Well, let's see who can contain him. because his footwork's on point. His ability to get off the line is so much more absolute. Like it's like watching poetry. This guy at the line of scrimmage, and people think that's his negative, weak spot. Jarrett with the $4.99, Burrow and Rodgers, Bijan, Gibbs, Kamara, and thank you. You're right, bro, about Tank Dell. Kamara, Javonte Warren, Garrett Wilson, Ridley, London, fantastic team. Ingram, any trades? Not really. I mean, your team's fire. You got Kamara as your running back 3, eventually Javonte in the meantime. You've got, Garrett, Ridley, London. And if I had to choose between London and Javonte, I'd probably roll with Javonte this week. I think he's going to get a good workload. London might be safer if you want safety. If you can start all 3, if you start 3 wide receivers and then a flex on top of 2 RBs, then you can start Javonte and London. Maybe you started Tony already. I wouldn't blame you if you did. It was a fun, thought at the moment. Ingram's great. Your team is fantastic. Hang on to Roshan. Don't make any trades because your team is set to win. So you make trades, you might trade away somebody that you believed in, you drafted for a reason, and you're going to miss the breakout experience because you get all excited and amped up and you make a bad move. I'm out of here. Appreciate every single one of you. 348 of you in the building. Please punch the thumb up button. We only have 117 thumbs up. Tell you what, if you guys get it to 200 real quick, we got almost 350 people. If you guys get it to 200, I'll give away 2 more thefantasyfootballshow.com memberships on my Instagram. And I'll tell you once we hit 200 real quick, I'll tell you how to get that and where to go to do it. So let's wait here for a minute. I don't know if there's one more phone caller while we wait for everybody to punch the thumb up button. All it takes is like 80 of you, 352 people watching to hit the thumb up button, and we'll be giving away 2 $35 thefantasyfootballshow.com memberships where I've got my bold predictions, the trade calculator, the rankings, the articles, everything is given to you free if you're a winner, and except for the text device, which I can't give that out because it's very time intensive, but we will be giving 2 of those out. We've got 128 thumbs up instead of the 352 eyeballs, so keep punching away. We need 60 more. You guys are catching up very quickly, and let's go to Chris real quick. Chris, you're live. What can I do for you? Please no long.
I know you're trying to get going. I figured I'd call while you're waiting to get that up.
Go ahead.
Tank Bigsby. Would you take Dell or Bigsby? Who do you prefer there?
Tank Dell or Bigsby? We talking long term, obviously. Probably Tank Dell because I'm swinging for that home run, bro. I'm swinging for the home run.
Okay.
I like Tank Dell a lot. I'm not saying don't find a way to get both either. I'm just telling you put me in a box and Tank Dell could score 10. Tank Bigsby could score 10 touchdowns this year. Like he's got the capability of it.
What's your thoughts on Michael Thomas? I mean, I know.
Who's that? Who's that guy? Michael Thomas. Who's that?
He's a star.
Wait, what? Who's Michael Thomas? Where's he play? I'm just kidding.
Say it again.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
Do I like Michael Thomas as a shot in the dark to return some sort of, first of all, Double A dropped 10 gifted memberships, double A to the absolute moon. Thank you, Double A. Do I think that if you get one of those gifted memberships, please thank Double A because he just sent you a gifted membership. Do I think? Thank you, Jimmy. You know what I think about Mike Thomas? This is my gut, and I could be wrong on this. I think his motivation's in the right place. I think his heart's in the right place. I think his attitude's in the right place. His confidence is in the right place. He says that he's going to prove everybody wrong. Guys, we need another 40 thumbs up to get those memberships in the Instagram giveaway. Do I think he believes all these things? Yes, I do. And I think that a lot of other people are going to believe him too. Problem is, his body's not going to allow him to fulfill the promises he's trying to make everybody. His body is not going to allow him to fulfill the opportunity that he has to bounce back and become. That's just my gut. My gut says his body cannot cash the checks that his mindset is writing. That's all. It comes down to that. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have talent still. It just means, how's he going to stay healthy? How's he gonna be the Mike Thomas of old? Not to mention he had a couple really good years, but he was that one season kind of put him on the map, and I think everybody wants him so badly to be that same player that he once was, and the shot of him even being remotely close to the elite part of his career is like slim to zero. Could he become relevant again and be like a 908 touchdown guy that misses 3 games but finds a way to get on the field a lot of the season? It's certainly possible, but Chris Olave is not only the number 1 wide receiver in New Orleans, the yak yardage monster. Who's throwing the football in New Orleans? His name's Derek Carr. What's Derek Carr do? He laser locks onto one player, and who does he laser lock onto? The deep threat. Who's the deep threat? Chris Olave. Who led the entire National Football League in air yards before Winston went down? Chris Olave. So who's going to replace the Devontae Adams role? Chris Olave. So I get people want to believe in the underdog, the comeback player. And some of you, including me, as you get older, you like to look at these old dogs and say, if he can do it, I can do it. And so you root for him. It's a psychology. It's a psychology in fantasy football. We all want the underdog. You know what you find, though? Typically, the person that loves Mike Thomas, they also love Derrick Henry this year. They also love, Austin Eckler this year. They also love all the old dogs because it's just a mentality. It's, they can do it. If I'm living vicariously through the old man,
Right.
And there's trending with someone like me. I go after the young dude, the younger players that I feel like are gonna explode and become the new changing of the guard. There's a repetition and pattern in some of my takes too. In all fairness, I do tend to avoid the older player because I play the odds of getting hurt game, and sometimes I lose it, but a lot of times you don't. Go ahead. Last comment.
I just seen that somebody in this league dropped Zay Flowers. I'm just going to shoot you my receivers, and you tell me if I should leave it alone or go.
Don't list off.
Ridley.
You're wasting your own breath. Don't list off AJ Brown and give me your worst players. Go.
Oh yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah. Then it's Michael Thomas, Mike Williams, Devontae Smith.
I mean, would I rather have Zay Flowers than Mike Thomas? I would. I don't know that a lot of people will agree with me. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Let's see what the chat thinks and let that help you. If you're in the chat, the live chat, can you put Mike Thomas or Zay Flowers in a redraft format? Who would you rather have? And let's see how many people go Mike Thomas and how many people go Zay Flowers. I just think that Zay's the now. Zay's unbelievable. He's so hard to contain. He's maybe the new Antonio Brown. And maybe not. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. But what I do know is Mike Thomas is not the old Mike Thomas. He's the new Mike Thomas. What does that mean? I don't know. Maybe it's an 8, 9, 10 game player. Maybe it's a guy that plays 2 games and does what Odell is probably going to do. Mike Thomas and Odell are cut from the same cloth. They've got so much talent. They've got so much determination. They've got so much confidence. But at the end of the day, their bodies will not allow them to cash the checks that their mentality is writing.
Yep.
All right, bro.
Right on.
Trust your gut, though.
Do you ever cover any kickers?
Very rarely, because kicking is it's like the top 3 or 4 kickers, and then you're either streaming, and even then, it's a boring topic to me because it's not the easiest to predict. And honestly, it's just there's not a lot of views in it anyway. So it's not like I'm all about the views, but I tend to agree with that. I don't want to do something like I would force a topic maybe that I don't like as much if I knew it's what you guys wanted. The views, it's not about the views. It's about the views tell me what you guys want. So I'm not going to force content on the majority of people that don't necessarily want to watch it, which tells me that it's not popular. So it's not about the views. It's about the views tell me something. And so I just don't do a lot of kicker content, but I do kicker stuff on my thefantasyfootballshow.com, so you can check that out. But kicking is like a very dependent on your scoring system type of thing too. Like your scoring system sometimes might have a kicker rank 5 or 2, or it just, my advice to people with kicking is once there's a established average, these kickers tend to follow the average pretty closely, and you can kind of make good determinations that way.
Right. I'm super excited. 5'7", 155-pound Blake Group that beat out Will Lutz. I'm riding home with him.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
The dude's awesome.
All right, later.
Yep. Have a good one, brother.
All right, I'm almost out of here, but I'm trying to wait for you guys to hit that 200 mark. We got 300 people in here and 172 thumbs up. If we hit 200, I'm giving away 2 thefantasyfootballshow.com memberships. So go ahead and head on over to the like button and punch the like button. Double A given 10 memberships. Appreciate you, Double A. Jimmy the Drunk says, well done as always. Thank you, Jimmy. Even though you don't appreciate my 3 defensive strategy, which, you know, a lot of people don't appreciate it, but I'm going to smash with that strategy. And not every league is conducive to it. But I drafted, there's a video if anybody wants to see it, where I drafted the top 3 defenses. This is not something you do with 3 random defenses or the second best defense, the 5th best defense, and the 7th best defense. This is something that I did with the top 3 defenses. I took the Cowboys, I took the Eagles, and I took the Niners. And to me, those are the top 3 defenses. You could maybe swap one out with, let's say, you believe the Patriots are going to be that deep, whatever. But those are my 3 defenses that I think, and I'm streaming them. I'm not picking up other defenses. I drafted the top 3 defenses, and I'm going to stream the top 3 defenses. And either a light bulb goes off in your head and you say, holy shit, that sounds amazing, or a light bulb breaks in your head and you go, what in the hell is this? I'm not trained for this. I'm walking away. It was crazy. The reactions were insane. It was either people loved it or they hated it. Nothing in between. Benjamin, appreciate your super chat. Start Dalvin Cook, Dotson, Pickens, Dotson. Started McKinnon over Dalvin this week. You couldn't have known that. Appreciate you, Benjamin. And I'm going to go Dotson. He plays the Cardinals. He's going to rip it off. We need 20 more thumbs up. 20 more thumbs up. Okay, you know what? I'll at least give away 1. Please hit the thumb up button on your way out the door. I'll at least give away 1. How do you enter for this? Go to my Instagram and go to my most recent post. It's the Jahmyr Gibbs video that I just put up on Instagram a few hours ago, and tag 3 people and put a rocket emoji, put a couple rocket emojis, tag 3 people, and you just go to The Fantasy Football Show on Instagram. On my Jahmyr Gibbs video, the most recent post, tag 3 people, put rocket emojis, and I will pick 1 person and message you after and comment under winner, and give away 1 membership. We got 300 people in here, but we couldn't get everybody to hit the thumb up button. So hit that thumb up button. 180 of you right now. If you get to 200 before I end and close the video, I'll do 2 of them, but I'm going to do 1 of them for sure. Don't forget, we're live the entire Sunday, 24-hour live stream. Here's the details on that. Boy,
do I have exciting news
for you. Opening weekend Sunday. Week 1, opening day, Sunday morning. I'm going live on a Keep Smitty Live for 24-hour live stream. That's right. I'll be watching the games. I'll be reacting as you sit in my live stream, hanging out with me, asking me questions all Sunday long, even up into the week 2 waiver wire show, which I always air Sunday late night after the Sunday evening game, maybe hour 14 into the live stream. We'll be doing the waiver wire week 2 show right in the middle, smack in the middle of the 24-hour live stream on Sunday opening weekend. Giveaways, you name it. Join me all Sunday long here on youtube.com/The Fantasy Football Show. Let's go. Yeah, you want to get IG, Thomas, because we're even doing the giveaways through that, because I can't DM you on YouTube. There's no way for me to give you something on YouTube, so we got to handle some of the giveaway stuff on Instagram. But here's one thing I'll tell you, is if you don't get Instagram, you're going to miss out on this. So we'll be giving away, and I can't guarantee that you'll get the shirt you choose. You might just get a general underdog shirt if they run out of the team you select, and you're only really going to... we have the underdog shirts. I'm giving away 1 every 2 hours on the live stream. This right here is the Lions underdog shirt, the Detroit Lions colors. There's so many teams. They have every team option. This right here is the Jaguars colors underdog shirt. So we're giving away all these shirts. This is the Seahawks. This one's awesome. I love this one, especially with the lighting in my studio. Let me put this one on. This is the Seahawks colors underdog shirt. So this is a Seahawks. This looks great in this lighting in here. I'll probably wear this tomorrow. Seahawks underdog shirt. Love this. So they have basically the colors for like every team. And we're going to give away, and you should be able to choose. This is the Bears color underdog shirt. We'll be giving away one every 2 hours. We'll also be giving away, I believe, at least 2 underdog hoodies. So get ready for the giveaways. And Thomas, we have to give them away through Instagram, or I might have some other potential ways to do it, but make sure you're ready for them. All right, I'm out of here. Me and my Seahawks underdog shirt are out. And make sure, if you want to draft with us, I don't know if we're going to do a draft tomorrow night. We probably will. Then you want to hit that link that's pinned in the live chat. And the underdog will match up to $100. They'll double your first deposit up to $100 if you use the link that's pinned in the live chat or in the description of the video. And yeah, so we'll be drafting live. So hit that now. Don't wait. Sign up now. Hit the link now, the description of the video, or just use code Smitty. But the link's easier. The link's pinned in the chat or in the description. But if you sign up now, you'll be ready to rumble. You'll be able to, if you wait until later, you'll miss out on the draft. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all later. Thank you for all the support, and hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. We're 15 likes short of 200. And again, if I close out, there's 265 of you in here still. If I close the video and we're at 200, I will give away 2 memberships to thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'll give away 2 of them. And to do so, again, go to Instagram, The Fantasy Football Show. Go to my most recent post, which will be a Jahmyr Gibbs video. Tag 3 friends, put a couple of rocket emojis, but you have to tag 3 friends or you won't qualify. And I'm going to pick one, depending on the likes. We need 14 likes. I'm going to pick one at least giveaway of the fantasyfootballshow.com membership. Later. Appreciate you all. Deuces, everybody. Thank you to my mod squad. Thank you, Travis and the boys. Sick Nasty, everybody in here. Hit that like button on the way out the door. We need 11 thumbs up, and I'm giving away 2 memberships. 10 more thumbs up, I'm giving away 2 memberships. We're live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're live whenever news breaks, and we're also live most evenings during the graveyard shift. And we're also going to be doing a 24-hour live stream. Deuces.
Hi, my name is B. John Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring touchdowns.